All right, all right, all right. Good afternoon, or good evening, good evening, good evening. We are doing the live Wednesday watch list prep. We do this every single Wednesday, guys. Those are new to the channel, hit the like and subscribe. I post videos all the time, guys. For those of you that have been in the channel, what's up? What's happening to all my wolves out there? Great trading day today. Well, the market's kind of being ugly, if you will, right? Um, Not quite breaking down, getting a little choppy. We had expiration today. We also had the FOMC minutes. So interesting price action so far, right? But will be interesting the remainder of the week. Very defined levels here. And to me, I think there's really just two levels you want to watch. Like right now, SPY's trading just above the ADMA, but closed below it. But these two levels right here, 772.50-ish, and then this 677, sorry, 767, excuse me. So we have 772.50, 767. I think one of those we're either going to trade within it or we're going to break back above. Bullish if we get above it. Below it, I think we get a retest much lower. Let's look at the data we have for the remainder of the week. Jobless claims tomorrow morning. Whoops. Where did they go? Here they are. Jobless claims tomorrow morning. Leading economic indicators coming out at 10 a.m. Friday. Very, very light day on Friday, and really nothing going on except a little bit of manufacturing PMI, services PMI. So the big thing will just be tomorrow morning jobless claims. Probably going to see a little bit of movement in the pre-market. But other than that, nothing I think will make or break the market. So let's just see what happens. Like I was just discussing on SPY, 767, 770, 250. Those are the two levels you need more for the remainder of the week. And we're going to see we're either going to bounce, reject, or we're going to break, go lower, or reclaim the 772.50 and probably move higher from there. I'm going to throw this up here. Okay, so those are only two levels, 767, 772. Q's very nice. Rebound off its lows. However, couldn't hold this structure at 728, right underneath the ADMA here. Kind of flown to no man's land after this gap down. So kind of not a really pretty looking chart here. You guys can see there is some overhead resistance here at about 722, call it. But if we stay under this ADMA, I do think we come back down and test this 708 area. Is very, very likely to happen if we cannot reclaim back above 722. So all about 722 tomorrow overnight, just floating a little bit higher than the close here. I think it's all about the 722 tomorrow, though. We either break above it, try to fill this gap up to these highs, but its recent structure was. Actually, going to move these up a little bit at about 728, or we reject it, we come back down to this 708. IWM had a breakout, didn't want to hold it. Should that be an interesting factor for the market? Should we, is the float higher not on? I don't know. I don't know, but this 303 area seems to be really sticky, right? Reject into it, break above it, hold it. Now rejecting again, sitting just above the ADMA, but got to get above that 303. Have to get above 303. If we can get above 303, we can move back to highs. If not, I do think that this can reject, come back down to this Tuesday low here at about 300. Underneath 300, we could easily come back down to about 298. But tomorrow, the level I think is going to be about 303 on IWM. Apple actually showing some strength here with some increasing volume. I didn't like the chart before, but now it's looking like we want to see if we can break and hold back above this like 316, 317. Not quite holding it into the overnight or into the close. But if we can get above and have multiple candles above this 316, 317, I'm actually going to take this off. Just going to take it to the gap fill up here. I do think we could go up and fill this gap into 329. Holding the ADMA, like I said, I didn't love this chart, but if we can't get through here, I think this is a reject opportunity as well. So pretty much want to take out the 319 high here and we can move higher. If not, like I said, I think we can just balance right in this area like so, right? Like something like this can happen until we want to make a break. So what's nice is we're getting defined structure here, but we're not seeing any true break. So let's wait and see Apple there. Not my favorite chart. Amazon, we talked about this 258. We just retested this structure and bounced. Very nice. Reclaim the ADMA. I like that. If we can get over this 266, I do think we could try back into the 270s. Got to take out this high of today. It's multiple um, rejects here so far at this like 266-ish. Right? Once, twice, have a third time here. If we break up above that, I think there's a day trade here back into the 270s area. So I'm liking this Amazon name actually. It's bouncing where it needed to, right at that back into the structure at 258. Look for 266 to break if it does. I would look to get long this name. Google. Let's see if it can break above this 246-ish or 240, yeah, 246.50 from today. Also the ADMA. Just kind of seeing some tight balance here. It looks like it wants to try. I don't know. See if we can break over this high of today here at 246.70, call it. If it can get over that, I do think we can come back up to this supply here on the daily at 355. If not, I would think we probably try a little bit lower. I'm going to put into that 340. 340 has to hold. Bulls line in the sand. If it doesn't hold, this thing could easily come down to about 330. From there, Meta. Like I said, not my favorite chart, but are we making a higher low here? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna drop this down. Just needs to stay above 540. If it can stay above 540, good. But if not, if it takes out this low here, huge short setup underneath this 537, that would take us back down to the swing low about 520-ish. So I call about 540 has to hold. 540 has to hold. That's the only level you want to watch on. Meta Nvidia just trying to retest the structure, not quite down to that 214, but this is an area down here where I kind of like looking at some potential rollout longs here. You know, we've already hit this name twice. Seeing another retest here. Buyers continue to step in, maybe roll out some of the profits into some October calls, maybe even some November or December calls. We do have a potential earnings play opportunity, or if we can get a run, if we retest the structure and hold, the earnings come out next week. So keep your eye here on Nvidia if it wants to hold this 214, 216. If it does, I like this name. We've had a good time trading it. AM Dizzle, not my favorite. Like I said, I think it's kind of rolling over. I think this is a short. I think this is a huge short opportunity underneath this like 460 area, right? Underneath 460, I think huge short. But to me, kind of just looks like it's getting a little top heavy. I mean, amazing run off of this like 190, 180, 190 mark. Ran crazy high. But for me, I think this is looking like it wants to kind of roll over. I would look for the short underneath like this 460 area. And if it does, it's got a long way down to go. Tesla, shout out Bank, shout out the crew, hit this amazing trade today. Ran this thing up to highs. If it takes out this 351 current resistance, I think we go back up and test into 370. Watch the 351 level. 351, 351. That's all you need. Microsoft didn't quite get down to that 474, but tested the 8MA, broke below, but structurally speaking, still just kind of cooling off of it, not really selling off when the market is sold off before, right? So for me, I like this bounce that came at, this 370 to about 375 area. It did come. I like that area. I want to see if we can potentially get a little lower, 465 if it comes. I really like a long opportunity there. Just being patient on this name here while the market kind of figure out what it's doing as well. Bitcoin, big up today. Interesting. Potential. Are we getting a potential rotation into Bitcoin name? MicroStrategy was up today. This thing has built an insane base down here. There's another chart that looks just like this one, right? So I'm just going to draw this real quick because that is very, very defined. I am liking MicroStrategy. If we can see something like this happen. Favorite setup ever. Does it happen? I don't know. Does it happen? Coin. Whoa, I don't know what I did there. Try to get that up. Coin. Haven't touched this name in a while, but this was some pretty hard resistance here. I think, do we get a retest into like this 154-ish If that can look at this thing up overnight, it's $5 overnight, looking good. Can we get this retested to 154? That's what I'm going to be watching for. Retesting to 154 on coin. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys. If you guys want to join the Wolves, link is in the description. To all my Wolves out there, I'll see you guys bright and early. Peace.